So I'm working on my two bikes, getting them ready for the East Coast Timing Association event, May 5th through 7th in Blytheville, Arkansas at Air Base. And if you've seen some of the photos and things I posted a while back, I talked about lowering the foot peg. So when I'm on this bike in its stock form with my boots and leathers and so forth, I can't get my elbows above my legs. The foot pegs are rather high, and when I'm tucked in, my elbows are outside on the edge of my legs, so I can't get my shoulders tucked in, and then I'm out in the wind, and it's slowing the bike down. So what I've done here is I got a hold of these dropped foot pegs made for Ducatis. This is the stock foot peg, so this stock foot peg would actually go right into there. And what I've got here is a dropped peg. There are several pieces, but this piece drops it down about 1.5 inches. Now this isn't great for cornering. It still offers plenty of cornering clearance for street riding, but I won't use these pegs when I take it to a road course. I'll put the original ones back on there. So it's essentially a dropped peg that bolts into the original position to get my legs down a little bit. So now I can actually tuck in and get my elbows above my legs and get my shoulders in tighter. I removed the mirrors last year on this bike before this event, and as you can see, I don't have mirrors on it again. I just reinstalled this shorter brake lever. The original one is quite long and hangs out in the wind and obviously adds more drag. I've just waxed the whole motorcycle. Believe it or not, that actually makes it a little slipperier. And that's about all the changes that I've made since last year. I also got a new helmet where I can tuck down and still see where I'm going. The previous helmet wouldn't allow that, so I had to look at a crack in the runway and hope that I spotted the finish line out of my corner of my eye at 190 miles an hour. So anyway, this year I'll be able to see where I'm going, and the bike is pretty much ready to go. I've looked everything over, lubricated the chain. The other important thing that I did was the gearing was geared for around 200 miles per hour at redline. So I've changed the sprocket to a 1/2 larger. So theoretically, this thing should do about 215 miles an hour. Doubtful that I could achieve that in a 2K distance, but I'm hoping to do somewhere between 202 and 205 in the 2K distance. Over here, we've got the BMW M1000 RR. This is a 998cc 4-cylinder. So this will run in a completely different class than the Ducati. And on this one, I'm waiting for some turn signals to come in that I can install. The factory turn signals were built into the mirrors, and these were the mirrors. A very large item that hung out in the breeze and caused a lot of drag. So I've removed the mirrors, and I've got some flush mounted turn signals that'll go right on the edge of the fairing there and bolt into the mirror mounts. I also have some mirror block off plates that go over top of that. On this bike, I've also switched to a 520 chain kit. The gearing on this is not available to go a tooth bigger on the front, so I had to go 3 teeth smaller on the back. And this is also geared about the same as the other one. However, redline on this is 15,300 RPM, and it should go a similar top speed to the other bike. And the big question is, what will it do in the mile and the 2K distance? So once I get the last couple components here, I've got a carbon piece replacing this plastic piece, and the turn signal's going on there. Then I will put the windscreen back on. This is a factory windscreen on both bikes. They are very low profile, and rather than put a taller screen on, I'm going to try to get my body tucked down behind that one, because when you go bigger, it generally creates more drag. So if I can tuck in behind it, behind the smaller one, I should theoretically go higher top speed. I've also removed the passenger pegs here because they were hanging out in the breeze and will cause drag. And that's pretty much it for this bike. So it's broke in and ready to rock and roll. So looking forward to see what this does as well.